guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I am going to be doing a demo and a review on the new Anastasia Prism palette for you guys. So I was not expecting a new palette from Anastasia. To be honest with you, it was a huge surprise. After Subculture, I thought they would pretty much lay low for at least a couple more months, but they came out with the Prism palette, and the day it released is the day that I did pick it up on the Anastasia website. If you guys are new to my channel, I just wanted to say welcome. My name is Tanya and thank you for joining my channel. Please don't forget to subscribe down below. Hit that subscribe button for me and also give me a thumbs up for more reviews. So if you guys want to see my review and my demo on the new Anastasia palette, just keep watching. Hey guys, so I was just as surprised as you guys were about this new launch from Anastasia. I heard about it probably 2 days before the palette dropped, and I was like, they're coming out with a new palette. Like, I was totally confused. It actually reminded me a little bit of the Subculture palette. So just getting into that palette really quickly, I'm not gonna focus too much on the Subculture palette and what happened. You guys, if you're watching this, you know about the Subculture palette. So I wanted to purchase this one just because I wanted to see what it was about. The Subculture palette, I never did a review on my channel, but I have used it with clients that asked me to use it for them. And it didn't work well, but it didn't work bad. Like, I just feel like you have to put a lot of effort and work into making it work, if that makes any sense. The shadows don't blend that great together. I did have maybe 4 or 5 customers that asked me to use that on them, which I did, and the eyeshadow look came out really nice. And I picked up the palette the first time when a client asked me to use it, and I was like, eek, like I was a little nervous. So I wanted to pick up this palette because I just wanted to see if they changed the formula, if they went back to the Modern Renaissance palette formula, or what they did. And to be honest with you, I genuinely love Anastasia eyeshadows. I've never had a problem with them in the past. So I wanted to pick this up just because I felt like I didn't want to shade Anastasia, the brand, just because of the Subculture palette, if that makes any sense. I love Modern Renaissance, so I wanted to see if this was something I was gonna love as well. So I'm going to get right into the specifics of the palette right now, and then we're gonna go into 3 demos. 3 demos I did for you guys. It's gonna be really quick. It's not that long. It's not complicated. I did something very simple, but I wanted to use a few different shades. You will see in the video that I did have a couple of complications, but you'll see that. And then towards the end is when I'm going to give you guys my opinion and what I feel about the palette. So let's just get right into the specifics of the palette first. So this is how the palette comes in. It comes in this box, and the box is black and gold. I watched Norvina's video when they put out this palette on YouTube, and she said it was basically a holiday palette. So I was like, okay, we'll roll with that. Holiday palette, okay. So when you turn it around, it says Prism there, and it just goes into all the ingredients, the shades, everything like that. So now this is how it looks. It has a velvet texture here. It's the same as the box, the gold and black. To me, this is very classic and it's luxurious. I don't think it screams like holiday to me, really, to be honest with you, but I can understand where they were coming from, like with the black and gold. So I really like the design. I like the black and the gold. Like I said, I think it's really classy. So going into the palette, this is how it looks, and it does come with a brush. All of her palettes do come with brushes. I personally use these brushes once in a blue moon. They're not the greatest, but they're not the worst brushes either. And obviously it does have a mirror. So it's the standard Anastasia Beverly Hills palette. Okay, so now we're gonna go into the shadows themselves, and I have here, I pulled it up on her website, so I will be reading off to you guys what it says here. So it's full pigment formula, 14 shades including ultra matte, duochrome, and metallic finishes. Includes a dual-ended brush. I believe it is limited edition. If I'm incorrect, I will link it down below for you guys. But I want to read off what each shade says, and I have to read it off the phone just because I don't remember everything. So Lucid, and this is this shade right here, Lucid, and I'm going to bring it up closer and I'll read exactly what it says. Lucid is a duochrome white gold with pink reflects. I'm going to swatch this for you guys and then I'll show you how it looks. So that's Lucid. Honestly, to be truthful with you, I don't see any pink reflex there. but it is a really pretty shade. I did try it on one of the looks you guys will see in the next coming clips, but yeah, so that is Lucid. And then you have Eden, which is an ultra matte coral pink, and I'm gonna swatch this one, and that's how that looks. Very pigmented. So the next one is going to be Unity, and this one is an ultra matte nude ochre shade, and I'm gonna swatch this for you guys. So that's the shade right there, and it's just a regular bone colored eyeshadow. Next shade is Sphinx, and this is a metallic warm bronze, and then I will swatch this. This is one of my favorite shades from the palette, and when I use this in one of my tutorials, you guys are gonna see how I apply it and how it works best. Next shade here is Osiris, and it's a metallic midnight violet with red reflex. So that's how that looks. The next shade is going to be Sphere, and this one is an ultra matte electric green yellow. And I'm gonna swatch that for you guys. So that's really pigmented as well. And this shade is Obsidian, and this is an ultra matte black. Okay guys, so going now into the second bottom row here. This is Dimension, and this is a dual chrome silver gray with pink reflex. And the next shade is Parallel, and this is an ultra matte truffle shade. The next shade, which is going to be Pyramid, is a metallic yellow gold with green reflex. Okay guys, next shade is Throne, and this is metallic blackened blue-green with multicolor reflect. Definitely one of my favorites in this collection. I like this one, I like Pyramid and Dimension. Next one is Saturn, and this is an ultra matte terracotta shade. This one here is Eternal, and this shade is more of a metallic violet copper. Last shade is going to be Lure, and it's going to be an ultra matte ashy lilac. Now that you guys have seen the swatches, let's get right into the demos. It's going to be 3 demos like I told you guys before, and just keep in mind that I am going to be doing very quick, very easy eyeshadow looks. So I didn't want to spend like an hour doing an eyeshadow look, but I wanted to use as many shadows as possible and test them out, and you guys are going to see that with the 3 demos, but I promise they're not going to be too long. And then right after that, I'm going to come back and tell you guys my honest review and opinion on the palette overall. Okay guys, so I brought you in a little bit closer because this is how I like to do my eyeshadows, especially when I'm reviewing an eyeshadow palette for you guys for the first time. I did prime my eyes already with my MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot, and I already set them with a nice like bone colored shadow. So I'm going to go in with this shade Lure first, and I'm going to put that right into the crease. Okay, so this shadow definitely has a little bit of fallout, but it's not crazy, and it definitely has some kick up. I expect kick up from Anastasia palettes because of her Modern Renaissance one. I know about the big deal with the Subculture one, but this has a little bit of kick up to it. It's not that bad though. I guess I can go in with this right here, but I don't know, like I am so stuck. Like I need another palette in order to get a good crease shade. But I'm just gonna go in with this right here because that's the only thing that I think will look okay with this shadow here with Lure. So I'm gonna go in with Parallel, and that's this brown chocolatey shade here. Okay, so that blended in fine. I'm gonna show you guys that there's really absolutely like no kick up with this shadow here, and I'm just tapping it and I'm getting no kick up at all. So now I'm just gonna go in with Lucid. That's the shade right here, and I feel like I'm going to use my finger to apply it at first. That's why I feel like these will perform better. And I already started putting a little bit on my lid, but I'll just finish it, and then I'll go in with a brush just to get it up towards that crease. So Lucid is really pretty. It did take me quite a while to build up the shade, and as you guys can see, I'm still trying to build it up. But once it's built up, it's a really pretty like champagne-y shade. I honestly like it, but like I said, it takes a lot of time to build up, and it's not for a brush. Don't use a brush with this shade here, Lucid. I feel like it's more of a finger shade, and you just gotta do like patting motions, and I'll show you why. So I'm gonna show you on the back of my hand. I'm gonna take, let me take a brush like this. I'm gonna take it on the back of my hand on a brush and show you guys. See, so you get no color payoff, nothing. So now I'm gonna go back in with Parallel, and that's the brown shade, and just deepen up that crease a little bit more. Just gonna take Saturn right here and go right into the crease a little bit. Okay, so I'm really not hating on that eye. I feel like once I throw on a wing liner, put lashes on, it really would look nice. But I want to go into showing you guys another eye look because I want to use as many eyeshadows as possible. So I'm just going to take this off, and then I'm going to do another look for you guys because I just want to see how these blend together, and I just want to see how they look. I will be right back. I'm going to take this off, and then we're going to start on a different look. Okay guys, so for the next look, I'm going to take Saturn. That's the shade right here, and I'm going to put that in my crease. So again, I'm going to go in with Parallel just because I don't have another crease color to work with, but I promise I'm going to use a different shade on the lid. So I'm just going to put this right into the crease and concentrate it on the outer corner. So I'm going to go in with the shade Sphinx right here, and I'm going to put that on my lid. I'm using a brush at first because I want to see how it applies with the brush, and if I need to go in with my fingers, I will. Okay, so it's not bad with the brush, but I want to try my finger because it's probably better with the finger. Yeah, way better with your fingers for this one. Obviously, in order to get my inner corner, just because I have really long nails, I'm going to have to take the brush and get in that inner corner. And going back in with Saturn, and I'm just going to sweep that right into the crease. So I like the way this came out. Everything blended really nicely. I know I can do a little bit more blending here on this side, but this is just for the sake of the video. It's not going to be perfect. We just want to make sure that everything is blending out really nicely and that there's like no fallout. But we'll just do one more eye look, and I just want you guys just to kind of see how this palette is performing. So I'm just going to take this off, and I will be right back to do the next eye look. Okay guys, so now for the third look, and I promise it's going to be the last one. I'm gonna go in with Lure here, and I am taking my, what is this, my Sigma E40 brush, and I'm just gonna put that right into the crease. So I'm just gonna go in with Eden in the crease too. I don't know how this is gonna look, but I'm just going to try it anyway. So now I'm gonna go in with the shade Dimension, and I'm gonna use my fingers because that is the best way to put this duochrome shadow on. And I'm just gonna go right on my lid. So I'm gonna go in with Parallel and deepen up that crease a little bit. I'm gonna go right into that, and I'm showing you guys there's some fallout with that shade. Okay, so there's a little bit, it's not crazy, but as you can see, I'm sure you guys could see it's a little bit on the yellow. So yeah, so it's a little bit of fallout, but I'm just gonna go in, tap this off, tap off that excess. Okay, so I got a little bit of shadow on my face there. We're just gonna ignore that for right now. And I'm just going to bring it in a little bit more. And I'll clean that shadow up in a second. Okay, so the black shade is really a true kind of black. You don't really have to build it up that much because it's really black. But it does have a lot of fallout. So as you guys can see, I have the fallout here, here, with the black over here. So if you're gonna use the black shade, you definitely would wanna make sure you do your eyeshadow first before you do your face makeup. Way too much fallout with Obsidian. So as you guys can see, it's all over my face. Like, when do you guys ever see me do makeup and I have fallout all over my face like this? It just doesn't happen. I've only experienced that with this shadow. As you guys saw, the other shadows worked pretty well. So yeah, I don't know what to think. Like, it's actually fallout all over my desk with that shadow, and I'm gonna take a picture and show you guys so you guys know I'm not lying. So let me just take a really quick picture real quick, and I'm gonna keep you guys there, not doing nothing. Took a really quick picture, and I'm gonna show you guys the fallout that's all over my vanity right now. So that's the fallout all over my vanity. So yeah, I have to get to cleaning that up, and that's just that one shade. So I'm not saying the palette is bad, I just think that one shade had huge fallout, and obviously you can see it's all over my face. But so I'm gonna do my makeup, and I'm gonna come back and give you guys my full on, like 100% honest review on the palette. So I will finish this up, clean up my face, and I will be right back. Okay guys, so now that you have seen the demo, you've seen the swatches, I'm gonna give you guys my personal opinion on the palette itself. For the palette, I just feel like that the shades are very offsetting, and what I mean by that is that there was a lot of shades here that I had to keep looking at and saying, okay, what am I using with what shade? Like, it was hard to combine the shades. And I'm talking about, I am a professional makeup artist. This is what I do for a living outside of YouTube. I'm not sitting in an office somewhere. I do makeup outside of YouTube. I've been doing it for many, many years. So I know how to mix shades. I know how to mix shadows. I know what looks good with what. And I just felt like the shades didn't mesh well. So let me just explain that really quickly. I'll break it down for you guys. So when I was looking at the palette, I'm thinking to myself, obviously, okay, I'm gonna take Saturn, I'll take Parallel, and I will put that in the crease, okay? Because those are your obvious shades. Or even Lure, something like this lilac shade, you can put in the crease too. I feel like it was just lacking in the transition shade. I need like a nice soft brown to do like my transition in my crease. I need that because even if I'm doing something like this throne color or Osiris or even yellow, I still look for that soft brown. I felt like this is a great shade to have in here because it obviously is going to darken up that crease and give it more dimension, which I really like. But I found that I was having trouble putting these shades together. Now I will say the mattes are not my favorite shades here. My favorite is going to be the duochromes because as you guys saw, the duochromes work really nice. I just feel like this palette is all over the place. So just for an example, I just want to show you a couple of palettes. So this one is the Pixie Judy Time palette. All of these shades I can use with each other. This is another example. It's the Makeup Geek, the nude palette. So if you guys see this, these are all shades that I can use together. When I look at this palette, I genuinely cannot use all these shades together. I would probably be able to use like maybe 3 together in like clusters. Now I'm going to show you a palette that I put together and you're going to see what I mean. This was a palette. I just bought a lot of individual shadows and I just threw them in this palette. There's no theme, nothing going on. I just feel like that's the same thing about this palette. I just feel like, to be honest with you, I was lacking in like some crease shades. So as far as the palette is concerned, it's okay. It's not something that I'll probably grab a lot, to be honest with you guys. But I do like the duochrome shades. And another thing is, you did see the black shadow, the super ridiculous fallout I got with the black shadow. No fallout with any of the matte shadows. I showed you guys how I dipped my brush into it. They didn't really have a lot of kick up. I think if I would have waited for it to come into store and I would have just kind of swatched it, I would have probably passed on it. And I'm just being honest with you guys. If you guys want to buy it, that's totally up to you. This is my opinion. Everybody has their own opinions. I do like the duochrome shadows. Duochrome shadows I love. I love when Huda Beauty does them in her palettes. Those are my favorite. So I do think they did a really nice job on the duochrome. As for the mattes are super pigmented, but I just feel like, you know, it's just a lot going on here. Like, I mean, I just feel like they just needed a little bit more of some transition shades for me and I would have been fine with the palette. Like, I'm not too crazy about this yellow green shade in here. It just seems a little off for me. I don't know. But anyway, that's my personal opinion on the palette. That's the take that I take away from the palette. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to give me a thumbs up and also subscribe if you have not. Please tell me if you guys ordered this and let me know what your guys' thoughts are because I really would love to hear what you guys think about the palette. So all in all, thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.